Hello everyone and welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is a collective reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I have some announcements and some things to tell you about the format changes, but before I get into that, I just want to say for anyone who's new and just coming to see me for the first time, hi, I'm Nonamae. Also, collective readings can't obviously capture what's going on specifically for every single Aries or Sagittarius or whatever, right? So I would say take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And also check out, if you're checking out your sun sign, check out your your rising sign I would suggest next, and then your moon I would say maybe last, for whichever resonates with you the best, right? So there might be one that resonates more this month than the other. The other thing is that we are self-determined, not predetermined, so please remember that. If you hear something that feels anxiety inducing in some way, then make sure to just kind of check in with yourself and remember that if you hear something that sounds scary or disturbing, there is a reason for that. That information is given to us so that we can kind of course correct. It's like you see the train coming down the tracks and you have the ability to step off to the right or step off to the left, whichever way that you want to go, right? So just keep that in mind. I do think that there's an amount of fate somewhere in our lives in the world, but I think for the most part it's really about our free will. So sometimes I think the information that we get gives us the information to either affirm certain things or to let us know, hey, maybe you want to shift track, so that's all I really want to say about that. If you do want a specific reading, you want something that's definitely more about your situations, what you're dealing with, and is specific to your energy, then I would recommend getting a personal reading, and the link for that is down below. Okay, that's all out of the way. That's all said. Now let's get into some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. So laugh if you must, but I have to have notes so that I can remember to say everything I wanted to say to you guys. So I'll try to move through this as quickly as possible. This is also for your benefit so that I'm not long-winded, even though we all know I'm long-winded. So I don't go on forever. All right. So there has been a shift in the format this month, and that's really more so based on the feedback that I got. So a lot of people DM'd me that watched it, maybe not a lot of people, but a few people DM'd me that watched it, and they let me know what they thought I could maybe shift. And so I took that into account, and the things that I kind of heard over and over, I thought, well, let me experiment. So if I moved something that you really liked and wanted me to keep from the last month, please let me know. Throw it down in the comments or shoot me a DM like the other people did, and then that way I can kind of gauge how to continue to improve the format here, right? Okay, so that all said, let's get on to all of the announcements that I'm pretty excited about. All right, so last month we had our first Cards and Cocktails events. We did two on Valentine's Day, and they were so much fun. So I'm definitely keeping them. I'm hoping that they really even continue to pick up. Right now, I'm looking at once, maybe twice a month. So the best way to really know about that is to stay in contact with me. I'm going to start trying to plan them ahead of time and put them in the descriptions for these videos. But for right now, the best way is through social media. So definitely check out the links for that so that you can stay in touch if you want to be a part of it. But it was super fun. Cards and Cocktails is just bring your cocktail, bring your mocktail, bring your wine, and bring your questions. And it's totally free. It's just hey, let's hang out. Let me pull cards about whatever your questions are. And I just hung out for as long as there were people coming through. So it was so much fun that I decided I'm gonna definitely continue doing it. So if you want to know when the next one is, I'm thinking it might be second week of March, so I'm not really sure yet. I'm trying to solidify those dates currently, in the next couple of days. So those should be up soon. Along with that, I'm considering doing a tarot after dark kind of thing. And that's kind of bring your juicy, dark, shadowy types of questions and let's kind of dig into it, right? And that's another kind of hangout that I'm considering. If that sounds cool with you, please let me know, because it's what helps me know what to continue to create, right? Okay, so next thing is, right, I have some new, see, this is why I have a list. I have some new options on Patreon for weekly and monthly readings. So, and those are also live version, like doing live readings with me, or just one-to-one, or doing a recorded. So, and those are different pricing tiers. But if you are looking for just kind of like ongoing guidance around, I don't know, maybe you're dealing with some relationship stuff or something with business or a project, or you just like having the consistent guidance about certain things and you just want to have that and know what's going on for the week or the month, then those options are available to you. So you can do a monthly reading, live or recorded. You can do a weekly reading, live or recorded. The weekly readings are 30 minutes long and the monthly readings are 90 minutes long, sometimes 90 plus, depending on what's really coming up. So I'm only at the beginning opening up 4 spots for each of those tiers because I just want to make sure that I'm able to deliver on time. And so I don't want to have an influx of people and not be able to deliver. So I might open up more spots, but for right now, I'm keeping it at 4 for each of those tiers. So that's just opened up. I really just created that the other day. All right. So along with that, with Patreon, I noticed that it's lacking in some flexibility for purchase options. So I do recognize, because these are collective readings, perhaps because every month your sun, moon, or rising may not be resonant with you, like maybe one month it is and one month it isn't. And so if you're doing Patreon, you're subscribed to getting them every month, right? So I have decided that I need to create a, it's been a long time coming, but I need to just create a really simple web page. So I'm working on that. It might take me 1 to 2 months, but I want to be able to offer that if this particular month resonates with you, that you can purchase a one-off instead of needing to really be in a subscription for that. I think that the monthly and weeklies make more sense for Patreon. So I'd like to have some flexibility in that. So for right now, you can do it through Patreon, but I am trying to have that out, like just a really simple, it's not going to be a fancy web page or anything like that, just a simple, you know, able to purchase those. Also, the options are a little limited for how to create bundles. So let's say that you really want to buy your sun and rising, or your sun and moon, just basically 2 out of the 3, or you want your sun, moon, and rising extended because you want all of them. So if you want something like that, or let's say that, you know, you watched your sun sign, your friend watched their sun sign, and you guys both want the extended, I want you guys to be able to just purchase those for the month. So there will be options to purchase 2 or to purchase 3, and those bundles of course will just be at like a little bit of a discounted rate, so that, you know, because you're buying more than one. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's on the horizon. That's something that I'm creating. With so much on my plate right now, honestly, it might take me about like 1 to 2 months to actually get that done. So okay, there's that. Sorry, just a little bit more. So the new and full moon readings that I talked about last month for starting. So I didn't do them for the month of February, and I am considering, I'm not sure whether I should do a recorded version here on YouTube or whether I should do a live hangout. So I would love some feedback about that if you guys could let me know so that I know what to create. But this new moon that is kicking off March on March 2nd is going to be huge. Really, really big. Lots of astrologers that I follow and trust, and other people that I know energetically have been talking about this, and it is going to be a big one. So because of that, I already have a lot on my plate that day. I may not be able to make the new moon for this month for March, but then the full moon in Libra, which I believe is on the 18th, I may be able to do one, or I'll definitely be able to do one then. So I'm not sure whether I should do a live, because then at least you guys can join and then just show up and ask your questions and we can just hang out, or whether I should do a collective, just one overall. So let me know your thoughts about that. I'm gonna make that decision in the next probably week and a half tops, so that I can get that information out there to you guys. Okay, this is the other thing. All right, this is a big deal. I don't know if you guys are aware that Facebook has made changes that are going to be effective on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know whether YouTube is following suit. I have no idea. I need to do more research on this, but they are effectively changing the way that people in certain fields are able to be discovered, or their ability to market to people who are interested in what they have to offer. Amongst those are astrologers and tarot readers, spiritual coaches, things like that. So definitely affects the realms that I'm in. So if you we don't really know the extent to which this is going to affect things. So I'm already kind of looking ahead and trying to see where I might put my attention, what other things I can create as a result to pivot because of this. So one of the things that I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention is, if you weren't aware of this, check it out for yourself. I'm also going to do more research and see kind of how it rolls out and what it looks like. But if there are certain astrologers that you really resonate with, tarot readers, people in these realms, including myself, it's really helpful to us to just share what we are offering. If you resonate with it, if you like the content, more than ever, it's going to be about supporting community. And so I definitely am planning to do that myself with the astrologers and the tarot readers and the spiritual workers that I actually follow and work with. So I feel like, there's a lot of talk about why this is happening and that it's another level of censorship. And I am kind of holding off on what I totally think about it until I see how this actually plays out. However, it's not necessarily encouraging. So I just wanted to bring that up. It is helpful. Please do share it for myself, for you, for like your friends, for other people that, that you follow, that you resonate with. Just something to know is that sharing and being in community is probably going to be the way that most of us who do what we do are able to continue doing what we do. So I just wanted to mention that. And also to stay in touch. And for right now, I haven't created any other kind of platform to bring people onto. So for right now, I mostly post on Instagram. My Instagram handle is down below, so definitely follow me if you're not following me already. That's the main way that you can stay up on the cards and cocktails, the tarot after dark, the new and full moon readings, and any kind of new announcements that I roll out. Speaking of which, I am rolling out a referral, kind of like an affiliate type of link program thing. And so that'll be in effect probably by the next 2 weeks, maybe week and a half. So it could be sooner, the first half of the month for sure. And I'm trying to decide on what it is that I want to be able to give back and reward you guys with for sending a referral. It's a really easy link, and you just basically get your own personal link and you can share it very easily. And I want to make sure that I say thank you. So I'm thinking maybe a discount on personal readings with me as a reward. Let me know your thoughts. If you have ideas for what you think you would like and what would be a thank you to you that would feel good for sending a referral, then please let me know so that I can kind of get the wheels turning on that. I definitely want to release that quickly. So, and the other thing is, with all this is the last thing, I swear. So moving ahead, looking ahead, and not knowing how this is all going to affect us, I am looking at another live streaming platform that's relatively new, and it allows for posting your questions in a chat and for doing live readings and all the things. But I think the struggle has been trying to figure out doing readings on on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and do I do cards and cocktails on each one of those or only on one, and where do I do all of the hangouts? And this is kind of one way for me to bring everyone together into one space. You don't have to create an account, you don't have to sign on to a program or anything like that, but you just have the link, kind of like a Zoom, and you just hop on. So this is something that I'm actually gonna probably be trying out. That looks like more towards the end of March. So again, if you stay in touch with me, otherwise I will be probably announcing it on next month's readings. Okay, that is everything. That was a lot, but a lot has developed and a lot is moving. By the way, I am loving this. My friend, I'm just gonna call you out, Crystal, she gave me this beautiful kimono and I just love wearing it, and I'm wearing it today, so I had to look at it in the screen. I love this. So thank you, Crystal. I love it. Okay, I think that's all. So please enjoy your readings this month. Let me know if you have any feedback, and thank you for your patience and for listening to all that if you did. And please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next month. Enjoy. Bye. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is a collective reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorn. So Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember, it's a collective reading, so it's not going to hit the mark for every person. If this particular one doesn't, then check out your rising and your moon sign, right? And see if those do. Also, if you want something that is specific to your situation, I recommend booking a private reading with me. I now have weekly readings and monthly readings available for subscription, but if you want to just book a one-off with me, the link for that is going to be down below. All right, let's get into it. By the way, if you skipped ahead, because I know that the video before this was a little bit long because I had a bunch of announcements, and you want to know what new things are going on, I recommend checking it out. If you're wondering why the format has changed and you want to weigh in on it, please send me a DM or put a message or a comment below. All right, let's find out what is going on for my Capricorns. What is the general vibe that is happening for you guys? Let's find out. By the way, if you guys weren't able to join for Cards and Cocktails, it went really well. It was so much fun. Such a perfect card for a Capricorn. My goodness. So that went off really well. It was so much fun. So I'm definitely going to continue doing them. So keep an eye out. If you're not following me on Instagram already, make sure that you are so that you know about when the next one is getting released. So, or rather scheduled. All right, so we have in the challenge position. Okay. And then let's take a look at what your spiritual guidance is that's coming through. Okay, so I'm going to put these actually side by side here so we can make some space for what is happening, Capricorn, with business, work, career path, finances, what's actually happening there. That's the overall. Let's take a look at also what kinds of challenges are coming through. Wow, we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles showing up here. Let's make a little room here. Make some room. All right. Interesting, Capricorn. And what is the spiritual advice that's coming through? Lovely. Love that. All right. Let us get into it. Make some space here. I'm going to bring these over. Here we go. So overall, challenge cards and spiritual advice actually was over here. Spiritual advice. Want to make sure that I don't mix those up. All right, perfect. I'm seeing some connections here. So normally I would just kind of like bring this down out of view. And same thing happened with Sagittarians just before this reading, which I'm just seeing some crossover and connections. So I'm going to keep this all here since we can actually have it all in frame anyways. And let's kind of get into it. So the overall here, I'm seeing is like connected. Again, here's some crossover. We have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, right? And this is all about your finances, your career path, your purpose path, your work. And so we're looking at the coins, we're looking at the pentacles showing up. This is all about the earthly plane. And so I'm seeing a connection here. Now, with this, with the King of Pentacles is like very much stable, solid, mature, sensible, but also is about the ability to produce, right? And to be practical. That's part of this earthly quality, responsibility and trustworthiness, right? So it's like this security and sense of quality and ability to produce and be responsible. That's what the kings are in that role for, at least in the hierarchy that exists in the tarot, right? So let's just go with that. So that's something that's a theme that's coming through in your experience here, right? The other thing that I'm seeing here with the Queen of Pentacles showing up is that, well, let's actually come back to that. Let's stick with, for right now, let's take a look at this top row. So there have been some conflicting desires or ideas or beliefs or, you know, plans or whatever with other people or another person perhaps, but it's been conflicting and it feels like there's a lack of clarity, in ideas because of probably too many cooks in the kitchen type of thing, or what to say, what to communicate, right? So there's a lack of clarity, and that's part of the challenge. And also just like this tension that's coming through from these opposing ideas. Now, that kind of friction doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be bad. Sorry, my cat fur. So it doesn't mean that it's always going to be bad. Sometimes that is needed to give us the kind of clarity, but it seems like this is just kind of muddling things up, right? The spiritual advice that you're being given here is that there's the need to move forward, to get aligned. To the Chariot is somebody who he is aligned, his crown chakra, what's happening up here with him being celestially connected, right? What we see here in the photo, all the way through, and basically through his alignment and directed will, that's how these sphinxes, sometimes horses and other decks, know how to move forward. He doesn't have reins. He doesn't have to control in that way. He has like this self-discipline and alignment and such clarity that he's able to know where he's going, know which direction he's going to go into, and directly with his will decide to do that. And so they move with him, right? There's an alignment, there's a movement forward, there's an aligned movement forward. And so you're being told like there's movement, you need to just move forward in whatever you're trying to, like feeling a little bit stuck in the mud here. But this is really just coming from, the swords are like a trapping of our own mind, right? You could walk away from this easily. You can walk right out of this muddy ass mess, right? And you can actually have the clarity that you need, but it's a trapping of your own mind. So shifting perspective, opening up to a different way of thinking and seeing things, you need to get the kind of clarity that you've been searching for, but it's really seeing where you've kind of trapped yourself in this situation or in these ideas. And I think that probably what I'm seeing here is that the moment that you realize, oh, I don't actually have to hold to this. I don't have to, because usually when we're in a trapping of our own mind, it's because we think that there's only, one way or two ways that it can go, and we don't see that there are many other options. So the moment that you see that you can totally drop some of these ideas or options, you don't have to actually hold all of them. You can get probably the clarity that you actually need and are looking for, right? So then we come over here and we're looking at the Page of Wands. Now, this is the overall for your business, right? This is what we're looking at in terms of business. And so when we're looking at the Page of Wands, this is about a few things, right? So this could be a message, like, because the pages can be messengers. So this could be about communications coming through and people who are interested or find it inspiring what you're up to in your business or with projects or whatever, reaching out to you, calling you, texting you, sending you emails, like whatever it is, texting stuff to you and saying, hey, I'm interested. So that could be one aspect of this, is bringing messages throughout the month of March. But this is also about seeking new directions for growth and development in the realm of your passions, your path, your career, right? All of these different things, whatever projects you've been working on. And it's not surprising when we look at what's happening over here with these cards, right? So what I'm seeing in here is that there is some kind of like I'm tired of, like, there's a lack of passion that is here in what projects you've been working on. Perhaps you've been feeling a little bit tired, a little bit worse for the wear, just kind of worn. And maybe it has to do with this. I'm thinking the reason I also wanted to keep this up here is because, like, I don't know, I kind of get the feeling that maybe this is actually connected here, perhaps. But either somebody within your team or your workspace or whatever, this could represent a person. So it could be somebody who is maybe not nurturing the project and is more of a drain on the project or the business or whatever it is, right, that you guys are collaborating on, or that you are just feeling like it's a drain, like the project itself, whatever it is, it doesn't feel nourishing to you. It's not feeling like practical. It's not feeling like it inspires you to feel like safe or secure. It doesn't feel like it's building a foundation that feels like safe or secure for you, right? And when we look at the Knight of Swords coming in, if you look at the clouds that are actually on the card, they're very disruptive. If you know, just knowing the tarot, like a lot of the other cards, the clouds are very puffy and big and white. And here we have these kind of very jagged like things. This is about communication, needing to watch, like you're feeling like you need to like rush in and communicate certain things. But the thing about the Knights is that they can be about action, or they are about action, but they can be impulsive. And so make sure that you're fighting the right battles, that you're communicating about the things that are necessary to communicate about, and not because you've been holding things in, because you've been already dealing with, you know, kind of, sorry, I'm losing my word, that you're dealing with kind of these conflicting ideas or beliefs or whatever it is, like these conflicting desires to be manifested. And so it looks like this has just brought a bunch of like tension and some anxiety and some heaviness, and that you're wanting to like communicate, but you got to watch that, you know, it's not like one of those things where it's like built and built and built and built, and then you just explode with your words in this situation. So you need to make sure that you're, you know, expressing your thoughts or ideas and communicating when you're speaking out in a way that, yes, you can be assertive, but also make sure that you're not being like impatient, headstrong, you know, telling people off. Use it wisely, right? Be focused on more the point that you need to make, and not on doing it in a way that's really messy, right? So and overall, it's like, I think that you're possibly considering walking away from this project or this business, the way that it looks, or the job itself, because it's just like all of this going on feels like, ugh, you know, like, I don't know, maybe I'm done with this, right? Maybe I'm over this. So, you know, feeling like maybe you want to kind of move away from the project itself or the business itself, and you might feel like you're drawn into questioning, you know, maybe you need to go on a different path, perhaps you need to go in a different direction, and like your interest is possibly waning in this because of the heaviness, because of the miscommunication, or for things not feeling like they're stable. And what you're wanting is that, right? What you're wanting is to produce something that is that. So I feel like this is all coming together. I'm getting the sense that this is, you know, business involved. And then we have your spiritual advice, right? And your spiritual advice is basically, I mean, this is the victory card. This is about celebrating your victories. This is about your self-confidence. This is about your leadership abilities, your ability to like lead the team. You know, like this is the general returning, and people are throwing wreaths and flowers and celebrating and all of these different things, right? And so it's just like, this is a space for you to step into your leadership role. You know, leaders are conscious about their communication. They're conscious about how they wield their words, like good leaders. You know, let's not say all leaders, because there are leaders out there who are in leadership positions that are not this way, right? But this is about stepping into your leadership position and remembering your self-confidence. Remember what it is, like all the battles that you have fought to get to this point, all of the victories that you have had, and not focused on the things that are creating maybe like some of this disillusionment or you know, kind of wanting to move away from it, you know. And that's only if you really feel like you want to continue on this path, you know. I'm not seeing anything here that's saying you should definitely move away from this path or anything. It's more like there's all of this going on and the need to get clarity and move forward, and this is also moving forward, right? If we can look at it that way. But remembering all of the things that have brought you to this point, remember all of your victories, remember everything that's gotten you here. Step into your leadership ability, step into your self-confidence. Be the one to, like, if you were going to be the leader and walk into this particular situation, you'd be like, all right, you guys, hold on. All right, this is what needs to happen. We're going to do this in this way. We're going to have some clarity here, right? So that's kind of what would happen. So what kind of responsibility or leadership position are you in, and what can you take on? Right? What's your relationship with your fellow coworkers or with your teammates, or, you know, whoever it is that you're working with, collaborating with, anything like that. So what can you be clear about and feel confident about, right? And what do other people need from you in this position of leadership, right? Capricorns tend to be leaders. A lot of Capricorns I know are like leaders themselves, just naturally, especially if that's very strong in your rising or your sun sign, you know. So I would say that's what's coming through. I feel like overall this is connected, that the your business world is very much up for you when it comes to what's happening in the month of March for you. It seems like it's very much up for you. Okay, so I'm gonna move these aside. Okay, and let's take a look at what is happening with love. So Capricorns, love. Let's take a look at what's happening in the realms of love for you. All right. So what's the overall feel for my Capricorns in love? Okay. And we have 3 cards here. And let's take a look at the general, or the, I'm sorry, not the general, the challenge. And then also we're going to take a look at what is the spiritual advice that you're getting, Capricorn. What spiritual advice is coming through for love with my Capricorns? All right. Okay. So my watch, my Apple Watch. All right, so we have 3 cards here. We've got your challenge and your spiritual advice. And then we're also going to take a look at, once again, we're looking at the God and Goddess cards. And so just keep in mind and remember that this is, this can be just the archetypes of the masculine and feminine, which we all possess. This is not about gender. This is not about identity, right? This is just about how we have the yin and yang. We have the polarity of energy within us. And so we're able to tap into these energies ourselves so that we can embody it and help us navigate what we're navigating or create what we're creating in our world. So if you do believe in deities, then this is like, these are your homies, you know? These are the ones that, like, they're showing up and saying, hey, we got your back for this month. Like, we got your back. We're going to help you through this, right? We're going to help you with any of the navigation that needs to happen. And then we're also going to take a look at, you know, just like more of giving a channel, a voice to what your guides have to say, what they are inviting you into, what they are advising. So I feel like sometimes this particular deck can be a little bit more shamanic, but I do feel like it is like another avenue for giving voice to the guides that are on your path. Okay. And then we're taking a look also at the shadows. So the places where you have blind spots, where you get tripped up in life. So, you know, it's often these things that we put to the side and think like, I'll deal with that when I have time, or we don't even see it. And these aspects of ourselves tend to kind of get in the way of the things that like, you know, are what we want to manifest in this world, what we want to create in this world, what we would like to experience in this world. And then lastly, we're going to take a look at one rune. Here we go. All right, Capricorn. So this is going to be in the extended version. This is based on, if you didn't watch the beginning video, I explained what the changes are in the format based on the feedback that I got. So please weigh in if you want to make sure that I bring certain things into the readings, or that, you know, suggestions and shift in format, then, you know, shoot me a DM or feel free to comment down below and let me know so that I can continue to make these really valuable for you guys. All right, so have a fantastic month, Capricorn. I will see you. I'm going to continue this on in the extended reading right now. Bye.